tradition, history, culture. These are the pillars for the NCAA's greatest men's hockey program, the University of North Dakota.
We use those three words strongly in our program, and we're very thoughtful on the people that came before us, coaches and players that built this program to where it is.
With 8 national titles and a record 22 Frozen Four appearances, North Dakota prides itself on consistently challenging for its sport's greatest prize. Last season was no exception.
I just knew from the start with our upper class and even like the sophomores, we just had a special group.
Everyone knew what their job was. Everyone knew what we had to do every night. Every game we went into, we had the confidence to go and play and win. So I think just all those things together, I think that's what made our team so successful.
I was very proud of the way of our guys responded. They were resilient. They had a mindful focus each and every week. And we sustained a really good year that we were consistent in the way we played.
The consensus #1 in the polls and the pairwise for much of the year, UND went 26-5-4 overall and 18-1 at home, and culminated the regular season with their 3rd league championship since 2015.
To win the Penrose on senior night in overtime, for guys that did everything they could for each other and for us, that was an unbelievable feeling.
But just 12 days after lifting the trophy and hours before beginning postseason play, everything came to a halt.
We find out on Twitter that our season's over.
To see the end of the tunnel and see playoffs around the corner and us being the #1 seed in the nation right away, that was disappointing.
Bob's called a team meeting at 5 o'clock. We all sat in the room, and it was pretty emotional. It was pretty kind of a really sad way to end our season, especially the way that we played and how successful it was.
We came in and had the team meeting with the coaches, and so the seniors went around the room and kind of spoke up, and guys were kind of tearing up a little bit and breaking down, and you can just see how how much they care about this program and how much they put into this program in their 4 years.
I think it still sticks with me. You try not to think about it, especially this year. We're trying to have a fresh start. It's a new year, but it's always in the back of your mind. Just to not have that closure on last year, it's pretty tough, especially the team that we did have. It just felt right.
The coronavirus enforced cancellation of the NCAA tournament signaled the start of college hockey's offseason, a time when drafted players and undrafted free agents decide to leave school for the pro ranks. In a normal year, multiple UND underclassmen on the 2020 team, a group that included 9 NHL draft picks, would have likely signed NHL deals. But that wasn't the case this time.
It was kind of an easy decision. Once our season ended like that, there was no chance I was going pro.
Shane Pinto wasn't alone, as every non-senior but one on last year's roster chose to return to UND for the upcoming season.
Ultimately, we want to win a national championship, so I think that's why everyone came back, and I think everyone knew that we had the ability to do it this year.
To get all those guys back, our seniors, it's a huge difference. To have that experience in the locker room, that leadership, it's definitely going to help us down the road. I know that for sure.
It's hard to leave this place just because of how well we have it, how much the community cares, and how much hockey is here, and the tradition of playing at the Ralph and playing for the University of North Dakota.
Your time is limited here, and being tight with a group here and building and growing every day, you can't replace that. And our guys saw the value of that in making that decision to come back.
With the team reassembled, the only question remaining was when, or if, they'd get a chance to play together again. That concern was increased this September when the start of the new college hockey season was suspended indefinitely.
I think everyone kind of had a little bit of doubt just not having anything set, like a start date or anything. So there was obviously a little bit of doubt, but you just kind of there's nothing you can really do. You just got to keep working and hoping they figure something out.
In the end, the powers that be did come up with the plan to get the season underway. In an unprecedented scheduling move, North Dakota and the other 7 schools in the NCHC will gather in December in Omaha to play the entire first half of the conference season over a 3-week period.
Normally college hockey, you play 2 games on a weekend, then you have a week to review and prepare for your next team, and now you're going to have a short turnaround. So I think it's going to be ultra focus of playing your game, hopefully enjoying the outcome of winning a game, and then turning the page real quick to prepare for a game that's literally 48 hours away.
You know, it's a lot of games in a short amount of period. We're playing 10 games in, 22 days or something. So, but I mean, that's the fun part. The fun part is playing games, not practicing so much.
I think it's just going to get us even closer for the second half. I think we're all going to bond really well during that time, and we're going to have to enjoy that experience because I don't think that'll ever happen again.
Nothing about this year has been or will be traditional, but it will provide this UND team a chance to make history, to finish what they started well over a year ago. First in Omaha, and ultimately in Pittsburgh this April in the Frozen Four. No matter the final outcome, though, there's no doubt this group will continue adding to North Dakota hockey's tradition, history, and culture.
As a coach, you want to have success ultimately at the end of the year to win a championship. But what I want to do and what we want to do as a group is enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride. This is going to be a year that's obscure. It's going to be a sprint, and we're really looking forward to enjoying it with each and every one of our players here.
The way it ended last year, I think there's a lot more on the line this year to, win that Penrose again and get a chance at the national tournament and see how far we can go.
I think we're going to get the job done. We're not going to take no for an answer this year.
All right, joined by our man here at Midco Sports Network for all things UND hockey, Alex Heinert. And all right, it's been a strange journey, obviously. And one thing that's going to make all this even more interesting is UND is probably going to be the #1 team in the country when some rankings do finally come out here this fall.
Yeah, they will be the prohibitive favorite to win a national championship this year based on what they've got coming back and the season they had last year. So a little bit of pressure in this unique season to come out and try and compete.
All right, and you touched on the pod that is going to happen in Omaha, Nebraska, where the NCHC is going to bring all their teams together in December and play each other. How is this going to work? It's not necessarily a bubble. Get into that a little bit, but how is this going to work in Omaha?
Yeah, it's unique. Obviously, no other conference in college hockey is doing this, bringing all 8 teams to one city. Again, they're calling it a pod system where teams will be living in a hotel for the month of December, basically, and just going back and forth to the rink. The hope is that they can get the games in. This is a great way to save cost and travel and save just the health of the players. Less time in an airport, less time going back and forth. The biggest thing will be a success if they can get all 40 games off and set them up for success for what's going to be a wild second half of the season, because that schedule is all goofy as well. It's going to be a wild ride, but we're excited for it, and certainly the guys and the coaches are as well.
And this pod system in Omaha is going to take care of some of the travel later on in the second half of the season, where UND will not have to go and make some of these other road trips.
That's right. They've split the conference up into 2 divisions. UND will just play teams from the eastern schools, even though the East consists of St. Cloud and Duluth, but also Kalamazoo and Miami, Ohio. So you're taking away some of those long flights, and then they're going to play everybody in the West up to 6 times over the course of the 12 weeks in the second half of the season.
All right, and it's fingers crossed as everything that we get this going and
we
get into December.
Hoping.
And
just got to get there and get the ball rolling and get through.
Looking forward to the coverage of UND hockey with Alex Heinert this year. Thanks a lot, Al.